Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome you all. Thanks for planning to come out and attend this particular session that we have planned to cover up and start with our new series to cover OTBI as a primary topic today. Okay, here guys, we will be discussing everything is about related to the OTBI. Those who are from the technical background, non-technical background, you are already into the ERP background, non-ERP background, you are aspiring job aspirants, you are a fresher, you are already working into a job into the same domain looking for to upgrade your skills. This particular training program will be beneficial for each and every individual. Okay, this particular training program we are conducting from scratch to the advanced level, hence everything related to the Oracle. So guys, everything related to Oracle Fusion OTBI will be covered as part of this particular training program. This will be continuing for multiple days training. We will be keeping you informed through various mode of challenge through the WhatsApp as well as the registered email when and how we are going to plan and conduct these particular sessions. Okay, today is the first day of this particular training program session, so we will be only covering and touching base with the fundamentals, letting you know how we are going to plan this particular session and what are the key deliverables and what are the benefits that you can make out of this particular training program. So moving ahead guys, what we are going to cover, let's set an agenda. Today we will be looking into what is OTBI. Okay, OTBI is one of the technology offered by Oracle which will help you to build some sort of report, making some sort of analysis. Okay, why the report is required, which kind of report, that also we will be discussing as part of this particular training program. Guys, to build this particular OTBI report, what are the components available, which components that we need to build upon, what are the various features available, how and when and where those particular features to be used, in which context, all those things we will be discussing upon. When we are going to fetch the data and build some sort of reports, so those reports must be critical for the business requirement. Hence, it is very much required that okay, business look out for some sort of security to be implemented onto those particular reports so that there will be no data leakage, there will be no unauthorized and inappropriate access of the personal data of the organization. So we will be looking into the security of the reports also. And what are the different components? The major components are that every report will be built on something called subject area. So we will be discussing what is subject area, how to access and research for different sort of subject area, identifying the subject areas and using those subject areas to build your reports, to build your analysis. And then guys, there is a very important concept that is a dashboard that will help you to club multiple reports into one particular page so that the big management people, like the higher top level management people, they does not need to open multiple analysis or access multiple analysis, but they should be able to see the dashboard, and from the dashboard they will be able to make meaningful insights. Okay, next guys, in the last we will be opening up a question and answer session. In case of any doubts or feedbacks that you are going to have, please feel free to share with us so that we can incorporate those feedbacks and improvise. Moving ahead guys, the core objective of this particular training program is that you should be having a complete understanding, complete technical understanding what this particular training program is about and what this particular technologies are about. And once you have been able to learn and being able to skilled with this particular technology, how and where you can apply these particular skills to grow yourself, grow in terms of professionally as well as financially. That is the objective and that is the target that we are taking up, to make you a complete Oracle Fusion OTBI report consultant. That is the objective of this particular training. So everything from the scratch till the advanced level, everything which has been offered by Oracle as on date will be covered as part of this particular training program. Guys, this will be a hands-on development program. We will be giving you the instance at free of cost. We will be giving you the sample for you to look into, understand and revise. We will be providing you a recorded video session. We will be providing you the FAQ, and we will be even providing you some sort of assignments. While doing those particular assignments, you should be getting a complete sort of capabilities related to a solution consultant. Using this particular technology for any of your customer, you should be applying your skills to serve them as a solution consultant for the OTBA. Okay, guys, as a program, we will be starting with some foundation. We will be learning how to apply those foundation knowledge to apply into the application level, and by end of this particular series, you will be having a mastery onto the OTBA as a subject. Okay, then guys, we also do have some sort of expectation from you. We want each one of you to have set your aims. Okay, the aim is to be attentive. The aim is to take time out from your busy schedule. The aim is to be practicing the things, that whatever that we are going to teach you, please practice. Practice is something very much important, because OTB is very simple technology. By looking into this itself, you may be feeling that okay, it is easy and you will be able to do it, but until unless you will not practice at least for almost 6 hours, okay, after this particular session, the series, we want minimum you should be able to spend 6 hours onto this particular technology. Okay, guys, you should need to have a research oriented mindset. It's not that everything we are going to teach, but you should need to still work out. You should need to do some sort of self researching, googling, and make use of the AI sort of platforms to understand the concept which you are not clear. Okay, in addition to that, guys, if you could be able to collaborate with each other, help each other, not to the participants but within your group, within your friend circle, within your colleagues, that will definitely help you to increase your knowledge. So please be collaborative. Next, guys, what is OTBI? The technology, the tool which has been offered by Oracle. We are going to learn this particular tool. The tool name is Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence. We does not need to purchase any specific license for this particular tool. Automatically, once the customer has purchased Oracle Fusion, automatically this particular tool is being integrated with Oracle Fusion UI, and this tool will be provided. What is the purpose of this particular tool, guys? This tool will be helping us to make a real-time data analytics. It will help you to get the real-time data to be represented into such a manner that will give you some meaningful insights to the business people, to the management people, and that insights will help the management people to make some sort of effective decision making. Okay, so guys, do we need any technical background for this? No. It is just a low code, no code sort of platform. That means it is only allowing you to make the analysis based on predefined components. You just need to drag and drop and your analysis will be ready. Okay, so guys, key highlights from this particular training program is, this is the topic that we are going to cover, and this is a real-time analysis. Using this technology, guys, whatever the changes that you are going to do from the Fusion application, from the front end, suppose instantly you are going to do the changes into the UI, the same data will be instantly available into your analysis also. There is no wait time. It is a real-time data which will be always getting synced in real time. Guys, real time means it is as on date, as on current date, whatever the data that will be displayed. It is not something it can fetch you the past dated data. It can't fetch you the future dated data. Only the current instance data will be fetched and displayed. It is, guys, fully enabled with your Fusion application. It inherits the security of the Fusion application. Suppose in the Fusion application you have logged in with some user. That user is only having the capability to see the things and do the transaction related to the human capital management. So the person who's going to access the OTBI, automatically they will be able to see and perform the transaction and look into the data specific to the human capital management only. They will not be able to see the transaction data of financial and supply chain. Those who are not familiar what is human capital management, what is ERP system, what is the supply chain system, we will be going to touch base and explain those things also as part of this particular training program. Okay, so guys, there has been key component. Whenever we are going to build an OTBA, there are certain components which are very much important to be built. Those are called BI answers. BI answer is nothing but using the subject area, the reports that we are going to build, that is called in the terms of OTBA as a BI answer. And once we club multiple answers into one sort of report, one big folder that will be containing all the reports that you want to put it across, that is called dashboard. And once you club all the reports and dashboard into one sort of folder or one sort of place where all the related reports has been tagged and placed. That is called web catalog. Okay. Moving ahead, guys, as we said that okay, OTBI is a very premium tool offered by Oracle at free of cost, integrated with Fusion apps. It is a real-time data. The moment the data has been created, the data will be reflected and fetched into the report. There is no special work that you need to do to integrate. It is seamlessly integrated by default. Okay, there is nothing that we need to take care. Everything has been taken care by Oracle itself. Guys, it has been very secured sort of data reporting tool because a high level of security which has been imposed onto your user, okay, by accessing the Oracle Fusion apps application. Same way the security will be automatically integrated with this particular tool also. Guys, it will help you to represent the data into multiple format, multiple manners, that it will offer you must sort of most importantly graphs and all to represent the data into a rich visualization base. Guys, it is very flexible. You can store into my folders and share folders. There has been different sort of locations available into this particular tool where you can store the created analysis. Okay, so guys, taking a life cycle, how we are going to build the any of the analysis, any of the report. First of all, it is very important that you should need to have the access for the application server, OTBA server. You should need to have your own username, password, credentials with a right sort of roles that you should be able to have the role to create the analysis. If you have all those things, guys, while going to the transaction layer, you have to identify the subject area. What is subject area? We will be looking into this, but let's understand. First, we need to select the subject area, which will list down all the columns into that subject area. In case you are interested for few of the data columns, just select those particular columns, pull it into the selected list, and then save it. That's how your analysis will be ready. In case you have created 5 different analyses and you want to club together, you will create one dashboard, put all those analyses into the dashboard, and share this dashboard, the link of this particular dashboard, to the stakeholders so that they can be able to access that particular dashboard and make the use of those particular key insights that has been drawing from the day-to-day transactions which are happening into the Oracle Fusion application. Okay. So guys, accessing OTBI, as we discussed that we should need to log in into the Fusion server, we should need to go to the navigator, this sort of things. Then there is some tool. Under the tool section, we should need to go to report and analytics. Under report and analytics, there is a button, there is a folder called browse catalog. Once you land into the browse catalog, it will be taking you to the OTBI server. Once we are into the OTBI server, guys, either we can create a new analysis, we can edit any analysis, we can delete any analysis, we can run any analysis, or we can even schedule any report or any analysis. So how we can do? There is a button, there has been different features available. Using that, we should be able to perform those actions. Okay, and in order to create any analysis, no analysis can be available without any subject area. So the moment we are going to create an analysis, we must need to select one of the subject area. So guys, now the question arises, who will tell this subject area? Who has provided this subject area? Are we going to create a subject areas also? No. All the subject areas has been pre-built and provided by Oracle for different purpose, different sort of data. Maybe different sort of subject areas has been provided by Oracle. Maybe thousands and lakhs of subject area has been provided by Oracle. We have to research, understand which subject area suits to your requirement, which columns that you need to draw, which columns are part of which subject area. Accordingly, we will select that subject area to build our analysis. We are never going to create any subject area. It is not allowed. If you don't find any subject area meeting to your requirement, sorry, you cannot use this particular technology to make the analysis using this technology. In that case, there has been some other tools and techniques has been provided by Oracle. Using that, we should be able to make the reports. So guys, moving ahead, what is the security? How the security has been happened? So security of the OTBI and the entire Fusion application has been handled by role-based access control, RBAC. Role-based access control means, guys, the access, the kind of role the user is logged in. If the user is having a role of a HR manager, he should be able to see the data and perform the transaction related to the HR manager only. If the user who logs in into the system has a role related to a payroll manager, then he should be able to see the data related to the payroll transactions, as well as he should be able to perform the transactions related to the payroll, like submitting a payroll, making the adjustment onto the payroll, generating a pay slip. All these the work the user who logs in cannot do if he does not have an appropriate roles. Okay, so guys, the role based absence security means that, okay, who can do what transactions on which set of population. Okay, so that is something very important to understand, but we should not need to worry about, because in Oracle Fusion OTBI, the security of the analysis, the security of the report will be automatically taken care by the Oracle only. Moving ahead, guys, as we said that, okay, every report that we are going to build, every report should need to be starting and must be depending on to some predefined subject areas which has been built and provided by Oracle. Okay, so first of all, we will be identifying the subject area. Under that identifying the subject area, guys, we should need to understand what sort of columns, what sort of attributes are available that we are interested to fetch and represent into our report. So there has been two kind of attributes. One is the dimension folder and the second one is the fact folder. Dimension folders are the one that is name, date, joining date, date of birth, these are the things. And fact folders are something which is measurable, like count of head count, number of jobs available, number of positions available, what is the salary available. The things which are measurable, the numeric digits that are measurable, that will be considered into the fact folders. Rest of the fields, rest of the columns, rest of the attributes are considered into the dimension folders. Okay, now guys, there has been different subject areas that has been provided for different modules, different sort of product family. Majorly we have three kind of product families into Oracle Fusion. One is human capital management, supply chain management, and financial management. This tool, the OTBI, is the tool which is a global tool and it is a uniform tool. If you learn this particular tool, it doesn't matter whether you are working as a Oracle Fusion HCM technical consultant, financial technical consultant, or supply chain technical consultant, because the rules, regulations, syntax, technology remain same. Only the subject area will change, specific to different product family, specific to the different module. You should select those subject area and apply your skills to make the analysis for any of the product family and any of the modules. Some of the key modules, like guys, workforce management, compensation, payroll, performance, there has been different subject areas which has been offered by Oracle, which is having different sort of columns. Like some of the columns may be a fact columns and some of the columns may be dimension columns. So we will be looking into this, searching all this and preparing the things hands-on. Okay. Then guys, as we said, in a HCM product family, we have different sort of module. Each of the modules may be having few of the subject areas. As we said that, okay, the data will be saved and the data will be represented only a real-time data, no past dated data, no future dated data. But there are certain sort of exceptions. Okay, if you find under the compensation, there are certain sort of subject areas offered that are related to the salary related details, and they may offer the historical data also. Okay, moving ahead guys, as we are going to learn, this particular training program is a 100% lab driven, 100% hands-on training program. So it is very important for you to understand how we are going to build the OTBI analysis from the scratch. So what are the key steps that we are supposed to do? Guys, we are supposed to go to the proper tool, that is accessing the report and analytics, creating an analysis, selecting a right sort of subject area, selecting the columns from that subject area, saving it, and in case you want to modify whatever the analysis by sorting it, by adding some sort of filter, you should be able to validate the preview of that thing and save this. That's how the analysis will be created for you. Okay. In addition to that guys, the data is very meaningful thing. Data will act as an information. Once the data has been represented into a right sort of manner, giving you a meaningful insights, that data will help you and transform into a information. That information will help you to drive some sort of decision making. So it is very much important that data that we are extracting and representing through OTBI technology should be presented well. So there may be certain sort of formatting, there may be some sort of properties offered that we can use to format our analysis. We will be learning all those sort of formatting options as part of this training program. In addition to that, guys, there may be some sort of parent-child sort of relationship. Let's take an example of Amazon. If Amazon is using Fusion application, and in that they are using supply chain and customer management sort of modules, they want to create one analysis checking the customer details and what are the orders that this particular customer has applied or purchased in last 6 months. So there is a parent-child relationship. There is a customer and there is a orders that has been placed by the customer. In that case, if that sort of analysis we need to build where a parent-child relationship should be there, there is a interaction setup that we need to do. So we can do the drill down from the parent screen, from the master screen to the child screen or to the slave screen. All those things we will be learning as part of this particular training program. In addition to that, guys, as we said that okay, the data that we are having into the Fusion application should be extracted and represented for meaningful decision making. In what way we can represent the data? There has been different sort of visualization options. We can represent the data into bar graph, line chart, pie graph. We can represent the data into a table view, and even we will be able to create the analytics based on the pivot table. We can do the pivoting of the data so that it will give you more meaningful insights onto the real-time data which has been fetched directly from the Oracle Fusion application. Okay. Next, guys, how we are going to build a analysis. The analysis could be based on single subject area. Subject area is what? Some component which has been pre-built by Oracle having some sort of data attributes, data columns. You understood, research and identify that subject area. That subject area is fulfilling and giving you 7 columns, while the business requirement is to display 10 columns. So the first subject area is going to give you 7 columns. You identified that there is another subject area that is going to give you the salary details, which was not initially included into the first subject area that you have selected, because that was only giving you the personal details of the employee. So what is possible and what you can do? There is a report that you can build that is based on multiple subject area. You can select multiple subject area. As you see, we have selected a worker related subject area. This is a primary subject area, and based on this subject area you have added the required columns into your report. Then you added a secondary subject area, and from this particular subject area also, in case certain columns you want to display, you will select those particular columns, and your final report, which will be visible to your business user, will contain all the columns that is being asked for. Business will not be able to see anything that okay, it is coming from one subject area or multiple subject area. And the beauty is, guys, if someone of you may be knowing BIP reports or something, if you know how to write an SQL query, if this is one table, one query, this is second table and second query, to get the data from 2 tables, you need to apply some sort of filter, some sort of joins. In OTBI, nothing you need to do, nothing you need to work upon, everything will be taken care by Oracle. Oracle only has built these subject areas, so Oracle knows if you're selecting 2 subject area, how to join them internally. Oracle will take care everything. Okay. So guys, the rules that 2 subject area can be joining, as we say, each subject area must be having folders. Folders may contain some sort of columns. So in case you are going to join 2 subject areas, both the subject areas should need to have at least minimum 1 common folder, and in those common folder at least 1 common attribute should be common. Then only they will be able to join automatically, and rest everything will be taken care by Oracle. So now guys, here the question may arise from the interview perspective. Which sort of reports that you have built? What do you understood by subject area? Have you been able to create a report with multiple subject areas? Yes. So how you make them? Did you make the joins at your level manually? No, everything will be taken care by the Oracle. We just need to select two sort of subject area. So can we create a report based on multiple subject areas? So it will be only two, or more than two are also allowed? More than two are also allowed. There is no restriction. If you want to create a report with 50 columns, 10 are available into one, 5 are available into second one, some are available into third one. Add one by one subject area, select the columns from the subject area, add another subject area, select the columns from the another subject area. As a best practice, guys, what I have witnessed into a real-time sort of scenario, none of the reports will be created mostly more than 3 to 4 subject areas. Okay. Again, guys, very important point. We are never going to make any subject area. Only Oracle has built those subject areas. Predefined subject areas has been built and provided to us, and we will be referring and using those subject areas. So guys, integrating OTBI reports into the dashboard, as we said that, okay, we are going to build the dashboard that will be incorporating some of the reports. If you have created 5 reports, okay, all the 5 reports can be placed into one dashboard, and we will be giving the access of that particular dashboard to our CHRO, for the financial head, from the procurement head, from the different stakeholders that are looking out for those particular data insights. Instead of giving 5 different reports, we will be given one dashboard, and then dashboard will give you the complete access for those particular 5 reports. We will be seeing how to use all these particular features also. Then guys, when we are going to design a dashboard, there are certain best practices that while we are learning and practically seeing these particular building of a reports, we will be seeing what are the best practices, what are the do's and what are not to be done items. We should not need to overload the page. We should need to add some sort of unnecessary filter. We should not need to publish the dashboard for unnecessary stakeholders. We should need to maintain the security and the accessibility of the dashboards or the report to specific meaningful users who are looking for those particular data insights only. Okay. Moving ahead, guys, as part of this particular training program, we will be handling over this particular instance. Using that instance, following the tutorial, following the recorded session, you should be advised to follow our instruction and take up the assignment. What is the assignment? You should need to go and access the tool, access and see the navigation, go through different sort of navigation, create folder, create an existing or search for any existing analysis, study for different sort of subject area, and based on that you should be creating one report that will give you the headcount report. That give us the headcount report is specific to the location, specific to the gender, is specific to the department, is specific to the grade. That sort of headcount reports you are going to make. Okay. In addition to that, the assignment will include how to add a filters. Like suppose you have created a report, but you need to apply a filter that, okay, show me only those locations into the report where the head count is greater than 50. Okay, these sort of assignments we will be providing you, and you should be able to build and complete those assignments at your own. Moving ahead, guys, it is very important for you to understand that, okay, while as part of this particular learning series, we are there to support you as your friend, philosopher, guide, but it's your own journey and you have to do your own efforts. We are just here to facilitate your learning experience, helping you to get you to the right path, helping you to give you the directions, but you have to do a lot of hard work, you have to do a lot of practice, and you have to read through the articles provided by Oracle. In case you want to be a true professional who has a good sort of understanding and skill sets related to the Oracle Fusion OTBI, you have to follow through the articles and the documents provided by Oracle, so to have a good insights about the technology. Okay, some of the key useful information where you will find a documentation for the OTBI, what do you understand by subject area, how you should be able to access those subject area, our mastery class details. Okay, everything we have kept it here, and you should be able to refer and keep them as a meaningful favorites into your browser, so that you should be able to regularly access and read and learn from these particular meaningful documents. Okay. Going ahead, guys, the key takeaway from today's session is that what is OTBI, the basics of OTBI, fundamentals of the OTBI, access of the solution, the instance that we are going to provide, the basic navigation, what is the purpose of to building the report, how we are going to build the report, creating our first analysis. These are the things that we need to understand. Guys, we have understood that okay, there has been some sort of subject areas which has been provided by Oracle. We are never going to build any subject area, but we are going to consume a predefined subject area to build the report. We have also understood that okay, we does not need to take care or focus only thing about the security, because security of the analysis will be taken care by the Oracle only. We have also discussed and understood that okay, the report are not requiring any sort of technicality. It's a low code no code sort of platform where any non-technical background people can also use the tool to make the analysis by simply dragging and dropping the columns. In addition to that, guys, we have also discussed and understood that okay, we can build the analysis using more than one subject area. Those kind of analysis that we are going to build based on multiple subject areas are called cross-functional analysis, or they are called conform dimensions. This is in case somebody is asking you into the interview, have you worked into the conform dimension? Sometimes people does not ask you in simple terms that what is multiple subject area, have you worked with the multiple subject area. So please feel free to remember that okay, it is important point that multiple subject areas are called conform dimensions also. We will be taking up the question and answer, guys, but before that we will be practically looking into just this 15 minutes of the session through the PPT that we have covered to give you the fundamental base. Now the actual work that we are going to work upon, guys, that is something that we should need to start from now. Okay, so guys, as we said that okay, OTBI is the technology offered by Oracle. Any customer, any client who's using Fusion as a software, they will be provided with inbuilt software called OTBI. What is the purpose of OTBI analysis, guys? It will give you the capability to represent the data, fetch the data, extract the data, and represent the data into a meaningful manner by different sort of visualization, like representing the data into a table format, table pivot, in different sort of graphical formats to represent the data through which some sort of decision making can be done. How the data will be extracted? The data will be extracted by the means of a predefined component by Oracle called subject area. So understanding what is subject areas, guys? Subject area is nothing but it is a predefined component provided by Oracle which will going to give you the real-time data access. Using that subject area we will be building our report. So guys, as we discussed, in Oracle we have different sort of product family like human capital management, financial management, and supply chain management. Each of the product family may be having their own sub modules, like in HCM we have the compensation, payroll, benefits, absence management. In each of the modules and submodules there may be certain sort of subject area provided by Oracle. We should need to identify those subject area and use those particular subject area as per our business requirement to make the reports for our end clients. Okay, guys, we will be sharing you these particular key information. If you just simply Google and search for subject area for transactional business intelligence in HCM, okay, here you will be provided a list of all predefined subject area provided by Oracle. These are the different subject area provided by Oracle. You can use and refer while building any of the report and analytics. You should need to use these subject areas only, but before you going to build the analysis you should need to come and study this subject area to understand what is the capability, what sort of data, what sort of attributes these particular subject areas are offering. Like there is a subject area called workforce management person real time. So what does this means? It is going to get you the HCM related, worker related data, person related data, person real time. Person related data means what, guys? Person related data may be their date of joining, their personal details, their phone number details, their email address details, their religion detail, their education detail, their visa detail, passport detail, phone number detail. Okay, their dependent details, their insurance detail, everything that is related to the personal information of the employee, you should be able to get from this. Okay, anything that you want to see the details of the employee and their assignment, what sort of work they have been involved into, from where you will get, there is a subject area called workforce management, worker assignment real time. Worker here represent the employee. Employees assignment real time data should be accessible and available into this subject area. So in case you want to create one report, create one analysis to see what is the person number of the employee, what is the name of the employee, what is the department where the employee is working, what is the grade in which he has been deployed, who's the manager of the employee, what is the salary of the employee, in which location he has been deployed. All these insights about the worker personal information as well as his work details, okay, that can be accessible by this particular subject area called workforce management worker assignment real time. If you click onto this, let's understand how to study from the documentation from the Oracle. Okay, what this particular thing is saying, this is the name of the subject area. It is going to tell you every documentation is crystal clear provided by Oracle. Oracle saying this is a primary subject area to report worker current assignment information. For any worker, if their current assignment information you need to represent, you can use this particular subject area. A worker can have multiple active and inactive assignment. There may be a possibility a worker may be having a active and inactive assignment. Like suppose today my current assignment is that I am going to conduct a OTBI training. After 1 month it may be that my current assignment is that I am going to conduct a training on web services. But in that case OTBI is also a data kept into my record because I have also conducted the training on OTBI. But OTBI training was an inactive training, but web service training will be an active training. Okay, the subject area provides details of all the workers assignment. It doesn't matter whether the assignments are active or inactive, whether there is one assignment or there has been multiple assignment, it doesn't matter. It is going to include all the assignment details including the start date and end date, what is the assignment type, whether is a active assignment, what is the status, all the things, and in each assignment what is the total number of working hours, everything it is going to include. In addition to that, this particular subject area will help you to drive some sort of meaningful insights, that what is the business unit of the employee, department, location, manager, salary, all these things. In case you want to fetch, then what you can do, you can use this particular subject area. Okay, then guys, the Oracle documentation is not going to directly list down that okay, let's use this particular subject area and this subject area is going to give you these 20-30 columns. No, because the Oracle wants that okay, this particular thing is to be for the purpose of analytics. That's how the documentation has also been provided, in terms of that you should need to apply logic, you should need to think through and figure it out. That is the reason, instead of simplifying that okay, this is the subject area and this can give you these 50 columns data, no, Oracle has given you some sort of questionnaire, some sort of insight in terms of question. If the client has given you some requirement, you should be able to map those requirements to these sort of questions. Like if the client says that okay, I have 1 lakh employees into my organization spread across different countries, working into different geographies, different locations, working into different departments and working into different grades and occupying different sort of positions into my company. I want the analysis that will give me the details about different countries, which kind of number of grade people in different country or different location or different department, how many people are working, give me the head count based on their grades. Like okay, in India location there has been 20,000 people working, and based on their grades it could be going to bifurcate the head count. That is the requirement. So in terms of those particular requirements, there has been some sort of questionnaires that okay, if the requirement is something like that, what is the head count by payroll, what is the current assignment information of a worker, in case you want to get the current information. These thing can be utilized. And guys, as a technical person, if you have understood, if you have researched and understood that okay, this is something that you should need to use to build the analysis, good, you have figured it out. But are you able to use this? If you are going to use it, are you able to draw the data by using this particular thing into your analysis? Yes or no? That depends on the kind of role, that depends on kind of security that your user is having. So in case the user that you are supposed to use, in case you are supposed to use this analysis, what kind of role you must need to have? The user should need to have these many roles. If you have these particular roles and you are using this analysis to open and see the data, then only you should be able to see the data. If the user who's accessing this particular report and does not have any of these roles, it's not that okay, all the roles are required. Any of these roles, if the user having, they should be able to see the data. So guys, Oracle has given you the complete insight into the single documentation also. Oracle has also given you this role details also. Sometimes we as a technical person build the analysis, tested the analysis, deployed the analysis and hand it over to the business user. Business user one is able to access and he will be able to see the data. Business user 2 is not able to see the data. The possible reason is the user 2 is not having an appropriate rule to see the data. That is the beauty, that is the security, imposed security. Somebody who's not authorized to see the data, they should not be able to see the analysis data. They will be getting a blank screen. So in that case, what we are supposed to do, we have to assign an appropriate role to user 2, and then only the user 2 should be able to access and see the data through that sort of analysis. Okay, and guys, mostly we as a technical person will be relying on to the functional user. We will be relying on to the client who will be guiding us, explaining their requirement. But sometime if you have to fill up the gap, in case you does not have the consultants available to support you all the time, but you have to have the work done because there is a critical timeline. So Oracle has been kind enough, if you does not know the functionalities, functional UIs and navigation, but Oracle has given you the navigation that okay, while you are accessing this particular screen like this, so this page, whatever the fields, whatever the screens which are available here, that screen, that data should be accessible through this subject area. So going back to the instance, guys, if we know what kind of data this subject area could be able to help us to fetch, as per the documentation says that you should be able to go to my client group, person management, personal employee, management employee, something like this. Just a second. Let me check the credentials. So first of all, guys, once client is giving us the requirement, client or the functional user should be explaining us, taking you to navigation, explaining you that okay, this is the data that we need to capture, that is the data that we need to bring into our Fusion application. From the Fusion application we want the data, this data is required. So while business is navigating you or the functional user is navigating you and showing you the data that okay, we want the data something like this, business might be explaining that okay, create a report that will show this field, this will hire date of the employee, get us the action, get us the business unit, person type, get us the job grade position, get us the whether he's working as a manager, get us the total number of working hours that he is supposed to work upon, get his the manager details, and these things has been explained by the business user or the functional user. So while you are researching the things, you should be able to see the same sort of navigation is being provided here. By looking into this navigation, you should be able to correlate. It might not be 100%, but 80-90% you should be able to correlate that okay, since this navigation has been mentioned, that means this subject area will maximum provide all the columns or some of the column from this particular screen. That's how we should need to research and map the requirement from the business requirement to the predefined subject areas that has been provided by Oracle. Okay. So now guys, there is a subject area provided for HCM product family. There has been subject area provided for supply chain product family also. Okay, there has been documentation provided by Oracle for financial. There has been documentation provided by Oracle for supply chain also. For each of these things, you should be able to see different subject area provided, and you should be able to access, search, study the documentation, and if these subject areas are responsible to get you the appropriate data that you're looking for, feel free to use those particular subject areas. Okay. The next thing guys, we will be providing these links as part of this training program. In addition to that guys, overview of our transactional business intelligence. Although we have discussed so many things about this, you may be having a good insights now, but what is the internal architect of the OTBI? OTBI is a software that has been built by Oracle, but what is the architect defined? So guys, what is the architect defined? OTBI is internally using a technology called ADF. In ADF, there is a technology called view business object. There is a technology called view objects. View object is nothing. It will be having some sort of SQL query tagged to them. That SQL query is nothing. Everything in the context of Fusion application. In Oracle Fusion application, everything is going to be stored into some sort of table. Anything and everything must be into some table. Table must be having a rows must be having columns. So what Oracle did, Oracle has identified multiple tables which may be useful. The data will be kept by writing some sort of SQL queries. Those SQL queries will be saved as a view objects into a technology called ADF, and OTBI is just a front layer. It is just a wrapper onto the underlying technology. OTBI is hitting every time you are building the analysis, running the analysis, it is hitting a component at a ADF technology which is having an underlying component called view object, which is having an underlying actual SQL query tagged to them. Okay guys, one important question or one important knowledge that you need to know, that okay, suppose there is a subject area created by Oracle, can we edit that? No. Can we delete that? No. Can we create our own subject area? No. So as we understood that okay, subject area is nothing but there is some underlying SQL query. So does Oracle has given you the capability, or can we see what is the query written into that subject area? No, Oracle has not exposed those particular things. So here guys, what has happened, there is a client. Using this client, you will be just accessing the presentation layer. This is the outer layer. This outer layer is internally using a server. That server is using some sort of code and capabilities of a ADF technology which is hitting to the or containing view objects. That view object is containing a direct access by writing some SQL query to the database, and once the analysis will be ready, it will be directly accessing the data from this database through this channel. Okay. In addition to that guys, we need to understand, as part of this particular training, we should be learning different components of the BIP report or OTBI report. What are the component? The component is analysis. We will be learning what is analysis. The report that we are going to build, that is called analysis, because by looking into the data, we are analyzing the data to make some sort of decision making. Once we club multiple analysis into one place, that is called dashboard. In case we need to add some sort of filter to our analysis, we can define filters. There is something that once we created the reports and we need to run those reports at certain frequency, we does not need to go and manually run the report. We want to schedule the report. That is, there is a component called agents, using which we should be able to schedule the report and deliver the output of the report to particular destination, mainly to particular email address. Okay. These are the major components of a BIP and OTBI report. These are two different technologies, but to be built from the same tool. That is the reasons component has been mentioned from both the technologies. Okay. So moving ahead, guys, as we have discussed that, okay, the details about the subject area has been provided. That details has been provided for the administrating, analysis and report related data for HCM, and for supply chain and financial, these both modules will be clubbed as a ERP. It does not require that you should need to go to all the documentation and both the documentation, just for the insights, just to give you the insights that, okay, Oracle has a very fair, clear cut and very detailed and healthy documentation. There has been documentation provided for ERP analytics also. Okay. In addition to that, guys, if you refer for HCM analytics, what all subject areas which has been offered, you should be able to access this. Click onto this zip file, all the subject areas and their details will be downloaded to you, which is not very handy or useful thing because everything is available into the cloud only. You should be able to search, research and do the things from here only. But in case you want locally, there is a zip folder, the link has been provided. You can also go Google and search reference for Fusion HCM analytics, and the first page itself will be going to give you the access to download all those particular things. Okay. Fine, guys, so this is the very basic and the fundamentals that we are going to cover, that okay, what this particular technology is all about. And as we said that okay, we are going to have 100% hands-on training, okay, that will make you a full-time consultant, through which you can claim that okay, you have the complete mastery onto the OTBI technology and you should be ready to take on any sort of assignment using this particular sort of technology. Okay, so moving ahead, guys, as our main focus area is to build the analysis and to learn the analysis. So guys, how we will be accessing the analysis? First of all, we will be providing you the access. After providing the access, guys, this is a Vision instance access for which the access will be there for only 1 week. So please plan to complete your exercise and everything within 1 week. Okay, and then guys, in this Vision instance, once the UI you have logged in, to access the OTBI server, you should need to go to the navigator, and under that there is something called tools. Go to the tools and there is something called report and analytics. Once we click onto report and analytics, let's wait for page to open, and in this page, guys, we have folders available here which you can access directly from here. It will give you, if you access the share folder, all the folders can be into the OTBI server, can be accessible here also. Okay, but the best use is to click onto this particular browse catalog and it will take you to the new screen, which is the OTBI server. This particular application is the OTBI server. While you are accessing, the button that we have clicked is browse catalog. That is the reason it has took you to the catalog page. This catalog page is nothing, guys. It's like if in your laptop you have a C drive, D drive, multiple folders, multiple components, it is something like that. Okay, it is having these many folders. We will be learning all these things in detail about this particular application. First of all, guys, this particular software is called OTBI software. Do we need to charge? Do we need to pay for this software? No, it is freely integrated and inbuilt and provided by Oracle. Once you purchase front-end application, this will be automatically integrated. The software name itself is called Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence, and the technology that we are learning, that technology is also called OTBI. Guys, this particular server can be accessible by one more method. Take the URL of your Fusion UI application and put a keyword called analytics and hit enter. That's how also the technical people should be accessing this server like this also. In addition to that, there is one more method that you can access this server. Take the URL and put the keyword called XMLP server and hit the enter. That's way also you should be able to access the server. So guys, this XMLP server was the old way to access and analytics is the new way to access. Mostly we used to access by the analytics kind. All the capabilities are mainly same, only little bit look and feel difference is there. So we should be accessing the server by adding a keyword called analytics. Once we access this particular server, guys, this blue portion that you are able to see, this is a global bar. It is always going to be there First, there will be a home icon. Whatever the recent activities that you have been able to access, that will be listed down here. Okay, all the analysis will be represented based on this particular icon. This gauge sort of icon is a icon or a symbol for analysis. Guys, in case you want to access the analysis, you have created multiple analysis that has been saved into one particular location. How you will do that? You go to the catalog. There has been two major folder. One is my folder and the other one is share folder. As the name suggests, my folder is something the person who logs in. As I have logged in as scm.lab, the person who logs in, he should be able to access this particular folder for themselves. No one else can see and access the items that has been placed into my folder. And share folder is something that, okay, whatever the items that you have built, if you kept that into the share folder, all those items will be accessible by all the business users across the organization. Okay, next thing guys, this share folder may contain so many folders which has been provided by Oracle. So it's okay, it's free, all the folders are accessible by you. In case you want to navigate, you can click onto this tilted icon, all the folders are there. Since this is the learning instance, you may see different sort of unnecessary folders are there. Okay, in a real time, only the folder that you should be able to see, one is the custom folder, because all the development, all the custom reports, all the custom analysis that we are going to build, that we need to create into the custom folder. And you may be able to see some of the seeded folders called financial, human capital management, supply chain management. These are the folders related to a actual module related folder. If you go to the human capital management, using the same technology, Oracle also created so many reports, so many analysis across different modules. So Oracle provided seeded reports, dashboards, analysis has been already provided into your share folder, human capital management. For financial, it has been put it into the financial module. For other subject areas, for other modules also, there may be some different modules. Okay, next thing guys, the thing that we have to build, that everything that we have to build, there is no restriction. You can build any of the folder anywhere. Even you can modify the component of the seeded folder also. Even in case you want to create a folder within the seeded component, seeded folder, that is also possible, but that is not the best recommended practice. We should not need to do those things. Okay, where you are supposed to do, you should need to create everything within the custom folder only. Okay, or you can directly create into the share folder. Anything if you have placed into the my folder will not be accessible to other users and will not be available for integration purpose. So while you are just doing the development, during the course of development, while you are doing the POC, hitting and trying, and your component is not ready, you does not want to expose that to anybody, you should be creating the component into my folders. In case your component is ready, you should need to put it into the appropriate folders under the custom folder. Okay guys, as part of this particular training program, we will be handing over all the possible scenarios and the samples. We have created this particular folder. Under that we have kept this OTBI reports. There has been different components and the techniques that we are going to learn. For each of that we have kept these particular samples, and you should be able to access and refer these particular samples while doing the assignments and learning from the part of this particular training program. Okay, additionally guys, as we are supposed to do the things into the custom folder, but we have not kept it into the custom folder. So what we can do guys, there is a possibility these particular objects are there. First of all, let's understand these high level button. So guys, we understood this is the home. To wherever you're standing, in case you want to go to the home, you can go to the home. Home will list down the basic recently accessible components. Okay, next thing what you can do, there is a catalog. What do you mean by catalog? It's like a folder structure. All the components which has been built by you or any other consultant will be placed into the share folder under different categorization. So next thing is guys, the create option. Here the part that we are going to learn to build the analysis, this is the main part. Clicking onto the create and clicking onto the analysis, this is the main part where we will be learning and building the analysis. Okay. In addition to that, guys, there is something called dashboards. As we are seeing that, okay, there is certain components that we are going to learn as a dashboard. We will be building a filters, we will be building a dashboard prompts also. So once we build the dashboard, that dashboard to be accessible directly, there is a separate folder provided dashboard. Clicking onto this, all the dashboards which has been built will be regularly and automatically will be listed down, and you should be able to access them directly from here. Okay. And guys, if this is the URL, you want to access this URL at a regular interval of time, you does not want to type in the URL, you can add those particular URL into the favorites. Same way, guys, suppose as a business user, you know this particular report has been placed into this particular folder under share folder, Fusion Gurukool. This folder, this report is there. So in order to access this particular report, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to first go to the tools, go to the reports and analytics, click on to browse catalog, and then you are supposed to navigate to share folder, go to this Fusion Gurukool folder and go to this OTBI, and then you should be able to access this report. Okay. Instead of that, guys, you want this report to be accessible by you on a day-to-day basis. As a HR, you are coming and regularly checking that report. So why to follow that much long path? There is an alternative. Go to this particular report and add this to the favorites, adding to the favorites. Once you adding to the favorites, a star icon will come. In case you want to remove from the favorites, click onto this and remove from the favorites. There is no limitation that okay, you can add only 1 or 2 or 5 reports only to the favorites. Any number of components which you want, you can add to the favorites. Once you add to the favorite, guys, instead of navigating to this particular navigation, you can directly go to this favorites, and whatever the reports that you have marked as a favorite, let me add one more report as a favorite, and that report will be directly listed down, and you should be able to access that report directly. To access the report, clicking onto this, based on the analysis, based on the data which is there into the Fusion UI, the data will be open up and the report will be visible to you. Let's wait for the report to start up. Meanwhile, guys, the other advantage to make the things as a favorites, in case we made the favorites, but still the person should need to navigate and come to this analysis software. But the beauty is the moment you make the report as anything as a favorite, you see this is the way the report will be displayed to you. Okay, if you want to go back, you can click on to home to go back. Anywhere you're standing, you are allowed to go back to home screen. Go to the catalog to navigate to your report. So guys, the moment we have made 2 reports as favorites, if we come to this, if we go to the home of the application, and if we again go to the report and analytics, how we can navigate? Go to the tools. There is a tool called report and analytics. What do you see? These are the report. The login person may be working as an HR in a HR department, and he want to see the headcount report. He want to see the report. That report is going to give the number of employees who are going to be getting leaving or terminated within this month. So he should need to work on to the full and final statement of those employees. So he does not need to go to the BIP server. He can go to that BIP server, mark them as a favorites, and then the user should be able to access the report directly from the Fusion UI. Okay. Next thing, guys, we should need to understand certain things related to this dashboard commands. So guys, first thing that you should be worrying about or looking for, that okay, we have discussed that okay, we should be able to have a folders. Under those folders we can do certain things. So but how to create the folder? How to create a folder, guys? Clicking onto this, there is a folder. Clicking onto this, we can create the folder called any folder we can create. we can have the hierarchy of the folder. You want to go to the folder, you can click onto inside, or you can click onto this, that also you will be able to inside that. Within the folder also you can create the folder. You can create the folder with the same name also, you can create the folder with different name also, and within one folder you can create multiple folders also. Like this you can create. Okay. In addition to that, guys, we don't want to have the folder or anything, or you want to rename. What you can do, click onto the more, click onto rename. You should be able to rename this. These are the administrative work that I'm covering today. Okay, you should be able to rename the things. It has been renamed. Guys, you don't want this folder altogether. What you can do, you select that particular folder. Please be very focused while deleting the component. Sometimes you have been just selecting this and not selecting anything, and the entire parent folder will be deleted. Make sure you will be selecting a folder and click onto this. You should be able to delete, or in the left hand side also there is a delete available. You should be able to delete also, or otherwise the best practice, so that only that folder will be impacted, not to use this feature and this feature. Always go to that row and click onto this and click onto delete. That's how the folder will be deleted. Okay. So now, guys, what we have understood, we have just understood how to create the folder. And guys, this particular bar, this particular command button, and this particular create, both are same thing. Only the thing is, here you should be having a one additional feature to create the folder, which is not available under this create action. Next, guys, in case this is the folder, you want to create a copy of this folder. From here also there is a copy available, here also copy available, and here also copy available. You can create a copy. The moment you create a copy, the paste icon has been activated. You want to go inside this and paste this, go inside and paste. That's how you should be able to paste also. Okay. In case sometime the system will not allow you to, because it's a loop that is getting created. For that, guys, what you are supposed to do, you have created a copy, change the folder, go inside, and you want to copy here, click onto this. You should be able to create a copy, and then again rename, click onto this and rename it as like this. Sometimes, guys, there has been certain components that you have created that you don't want to display, or since you have been starting currently, I am standing into which folder? I am standing into the YYY folder. In case I want to go and access the XXX folder, what I can do? I can directly go and click onto XXX into the left hand side. Otherwise, there is a button here. You go up, it will take you one level up. If you click on, it will take you one level up. That's how also you should be able to navigate. Okay, guys. To show hide folders panel, this is the way that you click onto this. This panel will be displayed, this panel will be hidden. You want to search any component, you are standing anywhere and you want to search any component, click onto this search bar. The search bar will be displayed. You can be able to search anything from this. If there has been 100 components which has been built and you finding it difficult to search, you should be able to search using this. Guys, in your laptops also, once you are accessing a C drive, D drive, you should be able to access the folder and represent the folder into different way. Same way we should be able to represent into detail way, we can represent into the list way, and we can represent into the descriptive way as you want. Guys, these folders, the name is coming, last modified is coming, and the owner who has created this particular folder, those names are also coming. This user has created this thing. Sometimes, guys, what is required, that we does not want to show this particular folder. So in that case, click onto the more, go to the properties, and there is something called hidden. Click onto hidden and click onto OK. What has happened? This folder has become hidden. How do you get to know that okay, it has been hidden? Clicking onto this, you see the difference. These are bold blue color and this is light blue color, some different into the color. But since it has been hidden, still it is being showing. Why it is being showing? Because we have this checkbox, show hidden items. If you uncheck, it will not be shown. If you check, it will be showing the hidden icons also. Guys, there is one more checkbox available here to show more details. Click onto this, it will give you more details, anything which you have kept. You want to see all the components. There has been different components. You want to see all the components, keep it as all. If you want to see only one specific component called agent, select like this, If there is an agent, agent will be displayed. If no agent, only the components which are there of same type will be displayed. We want to sort the data from A to Z or Z to A. That's how you should be able to sort, to identifying the components which has been recently worked upon, and identifying, open, edit, and do the needful things into those particular components. Okay. Next thing, guys, we have seen these components. We have seen delete, copy, paste. We have seen wherever you are standing, the path of that particular location is being displayed here. We have seen show hide component, we have seen the global bar, and we have seen the person who has logged in. Help for this particular application, this particular software, the Oracle help has been provided, sign out has been provided, your account details and administrator button also being provided here. Okay, guys, in case there has been certain, just a second. In case, guys, we don't want to show or we want to delete the entire component, we should be able to delete. As a part of the real-time project, guys, as a technical person, we will be provided a development instance. We will be doing the things into the development instance. So if you have built your analysis, if you have built those things, how you can migrate this to the production environment, select that particular component, either one of the analysis, or in case you want to migrate all the components, select that entire folder altogether and click on to more, and there is something called archive. We should be able to archive the thing. Once you click on to archive from here or by clicking on to here, what you should be able to see, you should be able to download one file into your local machine. Let's suppose I am going to delete this particular folder altogether here. Okay, if I have deleted this folder from here, while I have already archived this into my local machine. In case I need to move that particular folder into my production environment, from the local environment, from the development environment, we should need to download, keep into our local machine. Then we should go and navigate and access through our new URL, username, password to the production environment, and then we should be able to then, guys, in that case, what has happened, we should be able to click onto this unarchive button. We should be able to browse the folder where we have saved the things. Like there, this is the thing that I have saved. By clicking onto this, clicking on to open, keeping rest of the things as is, and clicking on to OK. That's how we should be able to import the things from one server to another server. Very important point, if somebody is asking or you are interested that okay, how we will be migrating the things. How we will be migrating from one instance, we will be archiving, and we will go and navigate to the other instance, and we should be able to unarchive the things. Okay. Moving ahead, guys, as we will be covering the first analysis, how to create our first analysis. Let's suppose that we have understood that okay, this is the subject area using which we are supposed to build something. So if this is the subject area that we have been using to create the analysis, select that subject area, go to our application where we are going to build the analysis, and let's build the analysis called, click on to create, click on to analysis. The moment we click on to the analysis, we will be getting this small pop-up window which will list down all the predefined subject area which has been provided by Oracle and for which we have the access. The user who logs in, if he has the access, if he is capable to see those particular sort of subject area, then only those subject area will be displayed. Clicking onto this search, we are interested for this subject area, so we will be able to search this subject area. This is the subject area that we are interested in. Click on to select this subject area. The moment we select this subject area, we will be landing into one canvas, one sort of screen. That canvas is where we are going to build our report, where we are going to build our analysis. Guys, we have just selected our subject area, but our analysis is not saved. It is showing untitled. In case you want to save, click onto this particular save button, navigate to the folder where you want to save it. As a best practices during the development phase, we used to save it into my folder, but since we need to share these things, I am keeping into this particular folder, giving a name called new sample or first sample analysis. Guys, as a naming convention, you can give any name, any description. It is required that okay, you should keep it as more meaningful names to be provided. Okay, and click on to OK. Our analysis will be created, which does not have anything yet, but it has been created and it has been saved. In case you does not do anything and go to the catalog, since it has been saved, first thing, everything is being getting designed onto the UI only. So it is best practices, the moment you make certain changes, keep saving your analysis. If you come to the catalog, go to the particular location where you have saved, you should see that okay, there has been this analysis has been saved. Since we are the technical person, the business user who's going to access this analysis to see the data, they might not be getting an option to edit. But since we are the technical person, we have the appropriate role because we are building the analysis, editing the analysis. This button is there. Click onto this. It will again open the analysis into the edit mode only. Okay. So guys, this analysis has been created. The subject area that we have selected, that will be listed down here. This subject area is having so many columns, and Oracle has been intelligent enough. It may be having some sort of SQL query written inside, giving you 100 of columns to be fetched. And out of those 100 columns, just for your ease of understanding and ease of navigation, Oracle has structured those columns into subfolders, sub to subfolders, so that you should be able to easily navigate and understand and identifying those particular column fields. Okay. In addition to that, guys, these columns, although these are columns only, but in the context of Oracle OTBI, we used to call them as attributes. These attributes are alphabetically sorted, so it will be easy for you to identify those particular columns. Next thing, guys, before we start creating these things, let's understand what we have. We have these particular subject area. This is our first subject area, and we will be having our my folder and share folder listed down there. Next thing, guys, in case any of the columns attributes that you need to look for, you can click on to search and search, but it will be slow. So better you should be able to expand and go to subfolders and able to see and identify the columns at your own. So to create your subject area, using this subject area to create your report, this is the first tab, that is the criteria tab. Search and identify the columns that you are interested in. Like suppose we are interested in supplier, double click. The columns that you're selecting and double clicking, that is selected into the selected column. Then I want to show the supplier number. I want to show the supplier type. These columns I want from here. In addition to that, I want to have some sort of invoice, that these suppliers might be having certain invoices. Okay. So I want to have those invoices, and for these supplier, what is the total amount that is supposed to be received or amount to be cancelled. All these things are coming. So guys, if I selected these and click on to save, our first analysis has been created. And where we are going to create the analysis to be created into the criteria section. Once you selected these things, guys, you should need to see and validate how the data has been displayed. The second tab is the result section. Click onto the result section, the data will be automatically displayed. based on the data which is available. This is the way that report is there, and this is the report. This is our first report. Guys, we have not designed anything here. Automatically, anytime you are going to create a OTBI analysis, selecting the column here, automatically under the result section, the data will be represented into which format? Into a table format. All the columns that you have selected here, that will be displayed. All the column will be displayed into the same order in which you have added. In case you want to remove the column from here, what you are supposed to do, go to the criteria and remove the column code. Click on to this particular settings icon and click on to delete. That's how you should be able to delete the column. So what we have understood, creating an analysis based on the subject area, understanding this particular canvas, saving the analysis, going to the criteria, accessing different folders and subfolders, identifying the column that you are interested in, and double clicking to add that particular column. In addition to that, guys, instead of double clicking, if you just simply drag and drop the column also, that's also you should be able to add the columns. Once you add the columns, you want to see the result of the columns. Okay, that is also possible. You don't want to have this column, simply click onto this and delete. You should be able to delete the columns also. You want to see the results, go to the results. Results will be displayed. Okay. Now guys, this is our first analysis. If you have understood this, keep saving and practicing. What we have done, select a payable invoice transaction, and that's how we will be able to add the things. So what we have understood, selecting a subject area, selecting a folder, selecting a attribute, double clicking and adding, or simply dragging and dropping, going to the result section to see the result, saving the things. Okay. Clicking onto this catalog. Guys, as a business user, they are not going to click onto the edit button. What they are going to see, they are going to click onto the open. Once they click onto the open, they should be able to see the results of the analysis into this manner. Okay, this is the way that they should be able to see the results. Next thing is we need to enhance the analysis. We should need to go to this, click on to add, and slowly and steadily we will be learning and adding one by one different features and the different techniques that we are supposed to work upon. Once the analysis has been created and again you are accessing the analysis by clicking onto the edit mode, it will take you to the result section. Okay, we can go to any of the section at any point of time. Third thing is, guys, if somebody is asking you that, okay, once you created the analysis, selecting the column, what are the impact onto the result? What is the purpose of the result? Result is nothing but based on the criteria that you have set, result will show you the data. How they will be showing the data? By default, two views has been displayed. It as the default view. One is the title view and one is the table view. You see in the left hand side, there has been two views are there. So guys, if these two views are there, you want to play around the structure of these particular views, you can drag it and drop like this. It will be displayed like this. Or you want to display it again at the top, select this and put it into the blue icon. This is being displayed like this. Guys, you don't want to display this title. Click onto this cancel. This will not be displayed. It is just not being displayed, but it is always remaining there. Okay, because these are the two default layouts. You want to again add it, simply drag and drop. That's how you should be able to add again. Okay. Now guys, the third section that we need to discuss, this is the advanced section. As we said that, okay, everything is a drag and drop. You are not supposed to do anything. Everything will be taken care by Oracle. But internally, guys, the way the columns that you have selected, internally some XML is getting generated that will show, that will be representation, the how the data will be structured, how the data will be correlated. We does not need to do and look into anything related to this. In addition to that, guys, internally some SQL is getting generated. We does not need to come to even this particular screen as a technical consultant, not of any use. But yes, there is some code is getting generated. Okay. So in case you make the changes here, add few more columns or remove few more columns, automatically the code at the advanced section will be impacted and modified automatically. Okay. Next thing guys that we need to understand, there are certain aspects that okay, there is something is called sorting. Currently the data may not be sorted or sorted at their own. You want to sort the data based on the amount. Click onto this, click onto the sort. You want to see that okay, sorting should be ascending order or descending order. You will put it into the descending order. Once you add the sorting item properties, you will see the icon, blue color icon has been added. If you go to the result section this time, you should be able to see that okay, the data has been sorted. Okay, you don't want to add a sorting, go to the criteria section, click onto this again, go to the sorting section, click onto clear sort. It will be deleted. Guys, you can add a sorting not only onto the single column but multiple columns also. I want the sorting based on the supplier. First it should be sorting ascending orders, and then the data should be sorted based on the amount column into the descending order. So first, see, our data will be sorted onto two columns. First it will be written a number 1 here, number 2 here. This will be onto the ascending order, this will be onto the descending order. Going to the result section, you will see the look and feel and the data which has been displayed, it is completely different. Okay, fine. So guys, in case you don't want to keep any of the sorting, you can click onto this, go to sort. If you say clear sort, it will clear the sort only for this column. In case you have added a sorting onto multiple columns and you want to remove all the sorting, you can click onto clear all sort in all columns. All the sortings will be removed. Okay, next thing guys, as we are going to see the result, this result is always going to give you all the set of data. Okay, you want to see only the data where the supplier type is not null. So how you will do, you can add a filter. What is the filter you want to add? Suppose this filter you want to add, if this filter is visible, good enough. Not visible, that may be the reason this blue icon is not clicked. Click onto this to make this blue icon visible. Now to add a filter, what you are supposed to do, on which column we want to add a filter, onto the supplier type. So click onto the supplier type, click onto the filter. Under the filter, what do you want? We want where the supplier type is equal to, not equal to. For us, we want where the supplier type is not null. We want the supplier type should not be equals to null, and click on to OK. So this filter has been added. Based on this filter guys, what has happened, our result will be impacted automatically, and it will list down all the details, all the data where the supplier is not null. Okay, rest all the details has not been displayed because supplier is null. Okay, that's how we can do the things. Instead of this guys, you don't want to keep this filter. What you can do, you don't want to keep the filter, you can delete the filter. You want to keep the filter but you want to edit the existing filter, click onto this. You say instead of not null, we want to keep a null. So if you put like null and click OK, that's how the filter will be changed, and accordingly go to the result section. The result will also be changed now. Okay, we will be getting a results which are no filter now. Guys, you don't want to add a filter altogether, you can simply delete, and that's how the filter will be deleted also. You want to add more columns to our analysis. From this you can add, you want to get the details about the supplier side details, like this particular supplier is from which city. You want to add like this, you should be going to different folders and adding like these things. Guys, you want to keep it before that, that is also okay. You can bring it simply like this, and that's how the order will be changed. And going to the result section, you should be able to see the result will be impacted with a new column to be added. New column has been added, which is the city column. Guys, in case you have seen that okay, we have not added a filter, or if we don't want to keep this, we can simply delete this. We don't have the filter at the criteria section, but into the result section guys, this is an advanced set of technology, interactive technology. You see there has been something, these tilted icons are there. You click onto these tilted icons while displaying the data itself, you should be able to do the sorting of the data. It is quite possible. Okay. Next thing, guys, which is very important to know, if you don't want to see these particular things, you want to completely delete particular things, that is also possible. How you can do that, guys? You can simply click on to selecting that particular icon, clicking onto this, and there is something called remove view from analysis. This table structure itself is removed permanently. In case, guys, you want to rename this, instead of table you want to call it as first table. Okay, that is also possible. Select this thing and click onto this, and you should be able to rename the things. Okay, you should be able to rename the thing. In case, guys, you want to add a new layout, you want to add one more table, that is also possible, guys. How you can do that? You should be able to do that by clicking onto this plus icon, and you should be able to add a new table. Once you add a new table will be added, and the table, in this table, guys, you don't want to keep supplier number, and you don't want to keep the once we added this particular table, guys, the structure may be different. You want to keep the table in different way, click on to OK. That's how the table has been created. So this table has been created, but it has not been displayed. You want to display this table also, simply drag and drop adjacent to this or below this or above this, and that's how the table will be displayed. Okay, guys, you want to put this table adjacent to this, but it has been added and this title is not coming at the top. So again, drag and drop and try to place it properly, so that this is how the analysis will be displayed. If you are done, click on to save, go to the catalog, make this as a favorites if you required. Make this as a add to favorites. Once you make this as to favorites, if you go to this particular screen, you should be able to see your third analysis will be displayed here. Going to the tools and going to the report and analytics. You see our first sample analysis also available. Click onto this, it will click onto open view. In case you want to click onto this, it will also view from here, and you want to add it, that also is possible. We can add it from here also. Click onto view directly, it should be open up to display the data. And guys, the beauty is now this time the data will be displayed within the Fusion application only. So you should be able to navigate to Fusion to other page also. You want to do the sorting, you want to do the analysis, so sometimes you want to compare the columns. So you just hold this handle, and after holding the handle, guys, you can just drag and drop. That's how the order of the columns can be changed. In addition to that, guys, very important feature is, suppose you want to show the values based on the supplier. You don't want to keep the supplier here, but you hold the handle, and once you hold this particular handle and slightly move up above, there is something coming as table prompts. If you put this into the table prompts, what has happened, this analysis has been automatically dynamically converted into some sort of parameter. You want to see the data for the contractor, see contractor. You want to see for tax authority, see tax authority data. You want to see the data for the tax authority, or you want to see the data for the where supplier type equals to null. Click onto this. That's how the data will be displayed. Okay, you guys don't want this supplier to be there. You again want to pull this back into your table. Select this and drag and drop into the table. It will be pulled back into the table also. So this is the beauty. Dynamically you can play around to display the data and do the analysis as per your choice. Another view that you want to see the data, just hold any of this particular handlebar, and while you're dragging and dropping little bit, okay, instead of this table prompt, if you little bit more drag, there is something called sections. Once you put this into the section, what will happen, there has been three different type of supplier type. One is the contract,
one is the tax authority and one is the null value. Since null value, it is not showing anything. Okay, so for each distinct type of supplier type, there is a separate table has been displayed. So this is also one of the way how you can analyze the data. Again, you don't want to have this, you want to bring it back to the table. Just hold the handle and bring back to the table, or you want to put it into the table prompt, put it into the table prompt. That's how the structure will be displayed and changed based on the way that you want to handle the columns. There is no limit onto the number of columns that you can drag and drop. There is no limit that okay, you can use only the columns into the table, only the columns into the table prompt. You can use some columns into the table, certain columns to be added into the table prompts, and certain columns to be added into the sections also. All that is possible, and you can do those particular things also. Okay. Going back to our analysis, guys, this is our first analysis that we have created as part of this particular learning training program. Guys, what we have learned so far, we have just seen this particular thing. We have just seen how to create a single analysis. We have seen how to add a table properties. This we have not covered, but we have seen how to add a filters. We have seen how to add a table prompts. We have seen how to add a sections. Okay, in addition to that, guys, there is a third section that we need to learn, that is a column prompts. If you open this particular analysis, the sample that we have created, this sample is also based on the payables. See, this same thing I have selected, and see, these many things has been displayed here. So what do you want, guys? We want, first of all, guys, that the thing that you're trying to do while accessing to hold the handle and all, the same thing can be done from here also. You are at the result section, you can hold this particular handle and bring back little bit top. You should be able to add this into the table prompts. Once you add this into the table prompts, you will see automatically it is being converted into some sort of dynamic parameter. Okay, you don't want, you want to move it into the section, bring it back into the section also, that is also possible. Okay, you want to bring it back to the table, that is also possible. Guys, you want, it's not okay you need to have only one column. You want that okay, the parameter should be on the business unit, so add this into the table section. See how many business unit? Okay, sorry, we have only single business unit only. If we have multiple business unit, it should be showing different thing, and under each business unit we add this particular thing as a section. That is also possible. So guys, we select business unit. Based on that business unit, different sections will be displaying different invoices. That's how also you should be able to create and generate the templates for your. Allow us some time. I'm just reloading the page. Just a second, guys. Let me reload the page. Some issue. So as we were discussing, we can pull around any of the column into any of the section from here also. Okay. Next thing, guys, that we are interested to look into, that is the table prompts. Going into the table prompts, guys, the filters that we are going to add, please understand the concept. If we are going to add a filter, and here we are saying that, okay, the invoice type, if we go here and add a filter, that, okay, invoice type should be equals to something called standard, suppose. If we say invoice type equals to standard, click OK. It doesn't matter, it is a hard coded filter. Before to see the result itself, it will always going to get me only the invoices related to the standard only. If you go to the result, you should be only able to see the invoices which are standard invoices only. No other kind of invoices are available here. Okay. While in the other place, in case the other method is, I don't want to add any hard-coded filters, but I want this particular section should need to show all kind of invoices, but I want to use that as a dynamically filter. This is not a filter that we are adding, this is a property. There is a capability of the tool that we can use, that all the values which is into the invoice type, the distinct value will be displayed as a LOV, and using this you can do the things. Okay. Next thing, guys, if you are going to see this particular thing, save this particular thing, going to the report catalogs, accessing this particular report, if we are accessing this particular report, we have seen that we have not added any filter, but we have added the analysis, has added some sort of table prompts that has not been reflected here. Okay. In addition to that, if you are able to see this thing from here, open this. I guess it has not been saved. Just a second. Sorry, our section is different. This one is the report that we have created. So guys, if you see an example of a table prompt, if you click onto the table prompt, yes, understand and agree, the invoice type need to be come. So guys, two things to observe. The moment we open it, first of all, one of the value into the LOV is pre-selected. Secondly, since the value is selected, the data has been already preloaded and displayed. This is the limitation of a table prompt. Because we have not done any hard work, it is just a predefined feature of Oracle. In addition to that, guys, if we have selected a filter, then what has happened, we may be getting only the result of a standard. We will not be getting a option to change the value for prepayments or different things, because it will be a hard coded filter. So to overcome this limitation, guys, we have some concept called column prompts. Column prompts are nothing but it's like a custom parameters that you are going to add. Let's see this particular prompts. Click on to open. First of all, guys, once we open this, it will not show you the direct data. There is no data has been displayed. Okay. Second thing, it is not going to populate the value anything. You will be provided with the values. Select the value that you are interested in. Okay. Select the value that you are interested in. Third thing is, guys, here you should be able to select multiple types also, but that is not the case with the table prompts. In the table prompts, we should be able to select only one value. So three limitation. First, we are not getting a pre-populated data, we are not getting a pre-populated value selected, and we were able to see and select multiple values. Fourth thing is, once you select the things, you must need to execute the things dynamically. So based on this value, the analysis will be modified internally by adding some sort of filter criteria to show the data only for these two values only. So to get these things, we have to click onto the OK button. Once we click onto the OK button, then only our data will be displayed, and the data will be displayed containing only two sort of data. Which are those data? The standard, and the standard as well as the other thing. Okay, and guys, in the analysis also you see we have added the invoices, so that is the reason it is showing this as a table prompt. Otherwise, if you are using a prompts, if you are using a column prompts, there is no point to use the table prompts also. Okay, so guys, the limitation, now the limitation, there may be some limitation from prompts also. Column prompt limitation is, suppose now you want to see the data not for the standard and the credit, but you need to see the debit memo data, but you cannot do because the option is not there. You have to again cancel or go to the home screen and again open the analysis. Let me first remove the additional table prompts that I have added. So this is the way. If we select this and click on to open, now what will happen, we have the column prompts. So the UI is different and it will give us the capability to select multiple types. We have selected 4 types and click on to OK, then only it will be navigating from this screen to a new screen displaying the data for those particular things, but it will not allow you to reselect some other option. For that you have to go and open the analysis from the scratch. That is the limitation. You see, it will going to give you the data for the standard type, and here there has been certain things. It is going to fetch you these many rows, and how many times it is going to fetch 30 pages. In case you want to go to the next page, you can click like this and go to the next page one by one. You want to go to the top, you can go to the top of the page. Like this you should be able to navigate and see the things. So guys, covering today, we have covered the basic. We have make you understood how to navigate. We have make you understood different sort of useful links provided by Oracle. We have roughly looked into the practical PPT that should give you the complete insights about this particular course and what you are going to learn from this particular objective of the training. And then we have seen the practical demonstration of creating our few of the basic analysis, and from those basic analysis, guys, there has been certain useful concept that we have learned. We have created the analysis, then from that analysis we have seen 4 different sections of the analysis. One is the criteria, the second one is the result section, the third one is the prompt section, and the fourth one is the advanced section. Advanced section is a automatically generated thing which we have nothing to do with. Criteria is where we are dragging and dropping the column. Result is where we are seeing the result, and we have seen in the result section by default 2 sections are already there. One is a view, another one is the table. We can remove them, we can delete them, we can add a new table also. We have seen how to rearrange those particular sections into the result section. We have seen the concept of table prompts. We have seen the concept of filters. We have seen how to add a column, how to remove the column, how to add a sorting, how to add a sorting onto multiple columns, and how to remove one column sorting or to remove the sorting for all the columns also. In addition to that, guys, we have seen the concept, the third tab. The third tab is the prompts. That prompt tab is nothing but that is called column prompts. So we have understood the concept, the limitation and benefits of the limitations of the table properties, sorry, table prompts, and the advantages of column prompts, and the limitation also, you are not having access to backtrack. You have to do close and again search a new criteria to see a value based on the new filters, new properties. Okay. Additionally, guys, we have been looking and covering into this slowly and steadily. The next part is, as we have been looking into the prompts, it is very much possible that we can have multiple prompts also, guys. Click on to this sample icon. As we are adding a prompt, first of all, let's understand how to add a prompt, and then we will be looking into the multiple prompts first. So guys, we simply first created our analysis by selecting a subject area, selecting the columns, dragging and dropping the columns into the criteria section. We have just simply dragging and dropping the things into the criteria section. We have not added any filters. Then we have go to the prompts. In the prompts, guys, we have the option to add. What kind of add? Click onto this and adding a column prompts. On which column we want to filter the data? We want to filter the data based on certain columns. Which columns? Guys, one of the columns which we have already selected in our criteria. Let's suppose we want to filter based on the invoice type name. The moment you click onto this line will be added and the UI will be displayed that okay, the prompts has been added like this based on the data that is coming. Based on that data, whatever the distinct invoices which has been listed, it will be listed down here. This is just for your display purpose. Okay, guys, while you are adding a prompt, but into the result section, while you're designing, being as a technical consultant, you should not be able to see and test the prompts. Once that is done, you should need to save, click from the business perspective by clicking onto the open. Then only you should be able to try and test the capabilities and the utilization of the prompts. Okay, next thing is, if we are adding a single prompt or multiple prompts can be added, multiple prompts can also be added. Going to this multiple prompt section, going to the edit, I have used the same analysis. I have used the same analysis, drag and drop all the same sort of columns, almost no filters. Going to the prompts, clicking and adding multiple sections, like clicking onto this and I want to add one more prompt, like I want to add a prompt should be equals to business unit. So if I add this, click OK, the business unit prompt will be also added. 3 prompts will be added. You don't want to keep this, select this and you should be able to delete this particular prompt. Guys, you want to show the prompts into vertical manner, it will be showing into a vertical manner. You want to show them into the horizontal manner, click onto this, it will be showing into the horizontal manner. That's how you can design the things. Okay, so guys, this is the way that we have added 2 prompts. We will be going to select the invoice type, and in the invoice type, guys, we will be selecting the amount that okay, show me only the invoice which is having an invoice amount greater than 5,000 and click on to apply. Then only the data will be displayed, otherwise the data will not be displayed. Let's see the practical example of this. Guys, hope you are getting following that okay, there is nothing new that we have done. Just selecting the subject area, to come here, click on to analysis, to create analysis, select the subject area. We will be landing into this screen, selecting the subject area, going to different folders, selecting the columns that we would like to display. We are not adding any filter, we are not adding any sorting, we have not added any sort of other properties related to filter, sort or delete. Just going to the result, we should be able to see the results. Okay, and then we have not added any new layout, we have not added any table sections or any prompts, we have not added here. In addition to that, we directly go to the prompt section. Under the prompt section, we simply added the prompts by clicking onto this, going to the column prompts, selecting the column on which we want to add the prompts. Just by clicking onto this, prompt will be added, the UI will be added automatically, nothing you need to do. And then to test this, just keep saving the changes, go to the catalog, click onto the open. Clicking onto this particular open for this multiple prompt, we should be able to see the prompts. Select this value and we want to see only the credit memo and debit memo where the invoices should be greater than 5,000 and click OK. So this is also one of the feature of the OTBI. In case there is no data based on the criteria that we are setting, if there is no data available, we should be getting a output something like this. Okay, so if there is no output coming and it is like this in the UI, there is no option that you can revert back and add a prompts. Again, what you are supposed to do, go to the catalogs and click on to open again. I was not sure whether the credit and debit memo available for that particular value, but I believe standard invoices must be there which is having a value more than 5,000. So we will select like this, or let's see 50,000 and above, and click OK. So you see we are getting all the invoices which are of the standard type and which is having an invoice amount greater than 50,000 only. Okay, that's how we should be able to access the thing. Now guys, although we are having two different filters, two different prompts, there may be a possibility that we can have a prompts which are dependent on each other. That is also possible. Going to this, I have added multiple prompts. Simple, going to the criteria, dragging and dropping the columns, no filter, nothing. Then going to the prompt section. Under the prompt section guys, I have added multiple prompts. First I have added the supplier prompt, supplier type prompt. Then I have selected the supplier, and then I have selected the invoice number. So all these prompts are, these two prompts are required. This prompt I have not made as required, and these prompts are interrelated with each other. These prompts are interrelated with each other. This is the supplier prompt. The moment I'll supply that okay, the supplier will be attorney, then only the supplier list will change. See, currently we are having these many attorney, 1, 2, 3 suppose. Okay, in case I select a supplier called carrier or a supplier called federal, we should be able to see this value should be refreshing in the real time. It should be getting refreshed, but the way that we are going to add the prompts remain same. Let's go to the catalog and search. We have to search the data correctly, then only it will be reflected. So keep a hands-on, play around with the fields, search and pass different criteria to see that okay, dependability is also working. So clicking onto the supplier type, let's suppose the supplier type is nothing but the supplier. Now we see what values has been displayed. The values are displayed like 3M and all these things has been displayed. But in case you are selecting a value and the value that we are selecting is carrier, we are able to see the values for the suppliers are changing. Okay, clear guys? This is how we will be designing a prompts which are correlated to each other. These prompts are correlated to each other. Guys, so far we have seen that okay, the layouts has been designed automatically and there is no much we have learned from the layout perspective. So but there is a very important aspects to learn from the layout perspective, that is the table properties. We will be looking into the table properties, and then going forward there has been certain properties related to the column properties. Column properties also having a different sort of styles, suppress. There has been certain things that we can do from the column properties that we will be covering. Then we will be covering something related to the column properties that will lead us to different sort of capabilities to interact. Okay, first of all let's understand related to the table properties. Let me first open and show you, and then I will be defining those particular properties. Clicking onto this open, where you see the look and feel of the analysis has changed. Why? Because we have kept some sort of properties. See, the title has been displayed some different way, and the table also has been modified to give you some more look and feel. The data has been also displayed in such a way that it is something like an Excel. How we have designed this particular thing? Let's take a copy of this particular analysis for our learning purpose of the table properties. Let's go and edit this. First of all, let's learn how to define the layouts. First thing is title. This title is coming by default. In case you want to structure this title, there is something called formatter. You click onto this formatter. You want to do some sort of formatting. You want to say that okay boss, I want to give all borders to this, and I want to add a border which is of the double line should come, and those double lines should be of dark blue color. It should be like this. Okay, and you want to do that okay, the background of this particular border should be light blue in color. That is what we have done. The horizontal alignment also you want to keep it left align, center align, something like that. You will do. These are the properties that we have set. In case you want to copy the format, whatever the format that you have done, the color of the format, border color we have selected, this is the format. Okay, you want to copy this, click OK. The moment you set the properties, you will see it has been changed. The same thing you want to apply into the lower section or other section, click onto the formatter there and paste those format. All the settings will come, so that you should not need to manually do the things, and click OK. The same thing has been applied into the table section also. Next thing guys, we have already seen this property, remove from the component layout. Remove from the component layout, it will remove from this campus, but it will keep remain there. If I remove this, it is still there. I want to add it again, just simply drag and drop and it will be added. Okay, next thing guys, there is a pencil icon. Once you click onto the pencil icon, it will give you the capability to do some sort of further designing onto the title section. Do you want to display some title? Right, I want to display the title. So what is the title that I want to display? I want to display it as XXFG is the title that I want to display. So guys, do you want to just display the title, or do you want to show the name? If I keep this particular thing as blank, so what you will see, what is the name of our analysis? Our file has been saved by this, that is the name displayed. If I keep something, that will come. So do you want to show the name as a title, what you are putting, and show the display of the name? Click onto this checkbox. I don't want to show this name, just the title. Do you want to show some sort of logo? Yes. Which logo? You can upload the image of the logo. Otherwise, I want to put this particular logo. Click OK. The logo will be displayed. And guys, the preview is getting displayed here. Do you want to put some subtitle also for your analysis? Click onto this. Yes, I want to add a subtitle. This is my subtitle. Do you want to show it into some different color? Go to this, and we have already copied some cell formatting. Click onto this and that will be applied, and you will see it will be applied here also. Do you want to show date and time? Just date or date time, click onto this, it will be displayed. Along with this, you want to put some sort of URL that this analysis has some sort of documentation, some policies that will show you some sort of navigation. So feel free, we can add the navigation also for any of the URL. Only static URLs will be working here. Once we add this, click here, you will see a question mark will be added. This question mark is an help related to this particular analysis that you are going to create. In case you want to add some sort of link from the SharePoint company site or something, you can add that particular link here. Once you are done, click OK. It's done, guys. So this is your analysis. That's how the title has been modified. It will be more meaningful and displaying in a better way. Okay, same way, coming to this section, in case you want to add a format, click onto this. Format has been added, and that's how the formatting has been done. Click on to save. Okay, next there are certain sort of properties of this table. Go and click onto the table properties. You want to show the enable styling. Click onto this. Enable styling is done. You want to show certain number of pages rows into the page. Like suppose we want to show only 20 rows into the page. You want to put the paging control at the top, you can put it into the top and click on to OK. That's how the look and feel of the application and the data which has been displayed has changed. Okay, next thing is in the table properties itself, there is something called fixed header with, just a second. In case there are certain values which are null, include rows with only null values. That is also possible. If you click onto this, it will be displaying that also. There is no issues related to that also. Okay. Next thing is there is something called edit button. What has happened in the criteria, guys? We have added 10 columns. Okay, so we know the moment we add the columns into the criteria, all those will be displayed into a default table section. All will be displayed into the default table section under the result tab. But somehow we have added the columns here, but we don't want to display like the invoice amount paid and the business unit I don't want to display. One thing is we can come to the criteria and delete that. Okay, we can delete, but we don't want to delete from the criteria, but from only the display portion we need to remove. We don't want to display. So go to the result section and go to the pencil icon. In this pencil icon, guys, there has been 4 sections. These 4 sections are, guys, one is the columns which has been selected, and there is something called exclude. Whichever the column that you don't want to display, you can keep into the exclude section. So these will not be displayed. Next thing, guys, we have also seen that we can keep some of the columns into the sections or prompts. That you can do directly from the result section, or either you can click onto the pencil icon, come to the edit, and from here also you can drag and drop like this, that you are moving this column from the table section to the prompt section. Done. And that's how the report has been changed and the look and feel of the application has also changed. Okay, this is the way that we have done and learned different things. This is something called about the table properties. Okay, hope that is something rewarding and useful, and you should be able to use this particular learning experience into your real-time projects, making the analysis more presentable, representing into a more effective way, more user-friendly and more eye-catching. That is the purpose. Since we does not have the pixel perfect report, we cannot design the reports which can be designed in the way that as per the business need. Much customization is not possible, but through these particular features some sort of look and feel can be enhanced. That is the reason we are discussing and letting you know all these particular feature one after another. Okay, next thing, guys, the last topic for the today, as we have the table properties, we have something related to the column properties also. So there has been different column properties. Let's go to the column properties which is of the style type. Let's go and edit this. So guys, you see I have added the style, that okay, style will be, this column should be styled into green in color. How? Going to the criteria, going to this particular column. In this particular column we have something called column properties. Going to the column properties, first property is style. I have kept that the font is something, size is something, and the color should be this, and it should be of this color. And that's how the border color I have kept it like suppose pink, and click OK. These are the column style properties that we have added. Going to the result, it will be reflected here. Okay. Second thing is, guys, if you go to this, the next thing is that okay, there is certain sort of dates here. Dates has been displayed into DDMM YYY format. In case you want to show the dates or the numbers into different format. So for the date and amount format, there is a possibility. Going to the date, going to the column property. Second thing is column format. Column format is that okay, in the Excel, guys, you have known to these particular properties. You can merge two cells or you can keep them separate. If you keep it as a suppress, it will show as a merge cell. If you keep as a repeat, it will keep as a repeat value. The next property is that is a data format. In the data format, guys, this is the way that we want to display the data. Instead of that, you want to display it as a YYYY MMDD. That is also possible. Click on to OK. The data will be changed into the respective formats. You see the date has been changed into the respective format. Same way, in case you want to format these things, instead of 2 decimal places, we don't want to show the decimal places. Go to this, go to the amount. Under amount, there is something called column properties. Go to the data format, select the override. It will say which format you want to display. It should be after decimal. There will be 3 decimal places are coming. You want to select of any of the format, you can select, and accordingly it will be displayed. Okay. Next property that we are interested in, going to the result. I am keeping this only specific to the style. That is the reason I am going to remove that particular property that we have kept here. Column properties. I don't want to override anything. Whatever the things which are coming by default should be coming. Save this. And the next thing that we are supposed to look into, that is a suppress property. So to see the suppress property, column format suppress, I have kept this particular example. Clicking onto this edit, let's see what we have kept. You see the invoice type is coming clubbed together. For each of these invoice type, it is being clubbed together. If you go to the criteria, go to the invoice type. In the invoice type, go to the column property, go to the column format and select the repeat and click OK. And go to the result section. What will happen this time? For each line, the values are getting repeated. So it is the way that the good practice to represent the data clubbed together. That's how you can set these particular properties as a suppress property. Next thing is next property that we have seen, that is a date format, and the data format property that also we have seen. And the next property that we need to look into, we have seen this, data format also seen. Then we have conditional format. Guys, we want to conditional the data. If the data is male, then show it into blue color. If the employee is female, show it into different color. If the invoice amount is negative, or if the invoice amount is greater than 5 lakh, then show it into bold red color, something like this. Okay, so how we have achieved this conditional formatting can be achieved by going to the criteria, going to the column. Which column? Invoice amount column. Going to the column properties, and we have gone to the conditional format. In this conditional format, guys, what we have kept, we set wherever the amount is greater than this value, it should need to be displayed like this. Okay, how? While clicking onto this, we have set these particular properties. In case the amount is less than 0, that means the value is negative, show like this. And in case the amount is between 1 to, suppose you want to change the value, we will say 1 to 10,000 or 1 to 1 lakh. In that case, we should need to show the value into this particular color. Click OK. And now if we go to the result section, we will be able to see certain things are coming. See, these values are showing in red in color in this because these are the negative values. Sorry, 1 to 1 lakh. These are within 1 to 1 lakh. That is the reason it is showing in this manner only. Okay, there is no negative value. That is the reason nothing is coming into the third option. So this is what we have planned for today. Next class we will be keep you updating whether it will be tomorrow or next weekend. Okay, and we will be communicating the time slots also for the next class also, and the access and everything will be provided. We will be communicating to those who has registered with us. We will be sharing the details. So far we have covered till here. Okay, in addition to that, we will be now looking into the some more advanced column properties, that to see the view only data, edit data, and calling any sort of BIP reports. Then we will be seeing into the multiple using of the multiple subject area, set operators, then different sort of layouts. These all are the advanced topics that we will be planning for our day 2 class. Okay, so before we wrap up the session, feel free, now it's a question and answer round. In case you have any questions, please let me know and I will address those particular queries.
Hey, can you hear me? This is Sai.
Yes, Sai, tell me.
Yeah. Suppose if I want to create a new OTBI report with, can we use this particular tool to create a complex reports? Like, if I want to pull the payroll balances for about 10,000 employees in a company, can we do this one with this one? And what would
Yes,
be the performance issues for
yes,
this kind of reports?
yes. Up to 25,000 record set, you should be able to use OTBI reports.
And is there any limitation with the number of columns? I mean, if the columns are more, will
No,
it
no
be?
limitation. No limitation, but since yes, definitely internally some Oracle has been calling from multiple layers from your presentation layer to ADF. ADF is being depending on to view object. View object is having some inline SQL query. So multiple technologies and multiple code is being getting executed internally. So definitely there will be some impact. Like if you are having 100 columns, keep it very specific because this is a actual real-time data for real-time business decisioning. It is not something that okay you are designing the report that you will be using to drag and drop and keeping the data with you with your folders, download those things. No, the real-time data. The OTBI reports are something that okay who are the 5 top suppliers, who are the top 10 defaulters, who are the what is the headcount based on the gender, what is the location, who's overspending onto the stationery. These sort of insights that in useful KPIs that you need to figure it out. For that small things we will be designing the analysis and adding those analysis into the dashboard so that the key decision makers should be able to see those insights and do some sort of decision making that will overall help into the growth of the organization. Okay, the OTBI purpose is not to bring large volume of the data to be seen only into the table view and download into your local machines and all. It is not a data extraction report. It is a data representation report. Okay.
Can we create a hierarchy reports with this one? Let's
Yes,
say.
we can do. We can do. We have a test case and all in following sessions.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Can you show one more time conditional formatting?
Yes. So conditional formatting is like if you go add this particular thing, go to any of the column where you want to add a conditional formatting. So here if you go to the conditional formatting, go to any of the column where you want to add, go to the column properties. Let's suppose here I have not added, let's add here. Click onto the column properties, go to the conditional formatting, click onto the add condition based on what? We are saying it's not only on the amount, we are saying wherever the invoice type is equals to, wherever the invoice type is equals to standard. For those we want to add a condition that okay, the data should be displayed, background color should be light blue. And there should be a border added which is the dark blue color. The border should be of double tick and all borders to be added. And for rest, so since we have added this condition, rest of the things will be normal. So click onto this, go to the criteria. What you will be able to see now, we should be able to see wherever the invoice is of the standard, this type of UI will be done. Wherever the invoice is not standard, it will be different kind of UI will be displayed. Since we have majority of the things as a standard, that is the reason it is showing like this. In case we want to have a better controls to see what I can do, I am just moving this to table section. So now you see for the debit memo, this amount is not showing. And
Accordingly, for negative values, we have kept that okay, negative value should be displayed into blue background. That is the reason it is showing into blue background. See, these are the negative value or less than 0 or something like that. Okay.
Okay,
Hope this
thank
is
you.
clear now. Thank you, everyone. Anyone has any other questions, please let me know. Fine, guys. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Okay. And our admin will be reaching out to you, sharing your details in case you have any queries. You can put it across your comments and queries. Okay. We will be reaching out to you to put across your comments and feedback so that will motivate us, and that will even eventually help the community, that people will be finding that okay, there has been some sort of good knowledgeable real-time skill building trainings are getting planned to be conducted, so that we are expecting more and more participants to join in and get best benefits of these sort of sessions. Okay. Google review page will be shared. I expect that okay, each of your participants, if you're liking, this is just the beginning. We are going to cover, as we said, we are making you mastering the OTBI skills. We are starting from zero and to with an objective to make you a hero. After attending this particular course series, you should not need to be look out for some another learning into OTBA domain, and openly look out for some your opportunities, assignments, freelancing assignments, and we will also support you in case we get any assignment that is a weekly basis, monthly basis, hourly basis into this particular domain, because it is highly in demand, and especially into the financial and HTM domain, lot of analysis are to be created for doing a real-time data analysis. Okay. Fine, guys. In case no other questions, we can wrap up the session. Still, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we can close the session.